planned to go and find?
I don't know what his plan was. I'm just telling you, they filmed whatever they filmed, and then I saw the intro sequence.
Here's the $1 zillion question. If he didn't find that body that day, do you think he would have extended his trip until he did? There's something about Jake. He can be cringe. I get it. Everyone says cringe. Like, not everyone can be like, like good with their words and shit. Who cares? He's good with his hands. There's this burning heterosexual. I know why Jake was ostracized from everyone in LA, but Logan wasn't. When people think Jake is like some hype beast, no, he's not. He can go away for 2 months off camera to just train. That's monk-like. Hey guys, I got a vlog. He beat all of his past demons and future demons when he said to his brother,
but
you
last
have
time you were on
trauma
here,
to unpack. He said you have trauma to unpack.
Hold on.
His older brother, his older sister.
Last time you were on here, you said Jake was fucking channeling demons and shit. You were not fucking with that. Now all of a sudden, you never said anything bad about Jake?
Bradley, I used to stare at women who harmed themselves. John, do you love me? And I would stare.
What does this have to do with what I just fucking said?
We're going full circle. Look,
bro.
I used to stare at all my girlfriends. And they
okay.
Please tell me, where were you? It was 3 a.m. And they're
You were talking to the dudes about how far you could shoot your nut.
I just went for a cigarette.
Okay. You went for a cigarette.
I used to watch my girlfriend, whether it's long-term, little.
Get fucked by another dude like Sneeko. Sorry,
Full
I'm sorry.
circle.
Sorry.
The end of the Zherka.
Okay.
Roll the credits for Zherka. We're done.
Stop.
No, I'm the straightest guy on. I swear to God, I'm the straightest guy on YouTube with Jake Paul second place. Mike Malek.
Sell me a beanbag?
He used to sell beanbags, and he's like, hello. And this is Logan. Hello, I need a beanbag to look funny for my YouTube. Bro, can
Why
you
you
get
give
me
him
one?
that accent, though?
That's all Logan has. He's an American, but he has an accent. He's like an immigrant American. Have you heard him? Dude, what are you talking about?
What?
Logan Paul has an accent. He doesn't sound like an American.
Really?
You sound like an American. Logan has this, like, and Logan,
I never noticed that.
Logan Paul always has this face when he's like attempting thought, and he's like this. And it looks like an alien trying to pretend they're human.
Stop.
I swear to God.
Stop it.
At least 100 times on his podcast.
I thought you said aliens weren't real. So which one is it? Look at you. Can't even answer that right now. Look at you.
It's not absolute, right?
Okay. Oh, now it's not absolute.
Logan, I have faith in Logan. He's human.
Okay.
But check it out. Of course,
You
Logan,
look like you glitched there for a
I know
second.
Logan's human, right? He goes to the gynecologist. He's a fucking pussy that snaked his brother like a fucking little bitch.
Stop.
And look at this. Your ego negotiates with your intellect. Your intellect tells you to like, hey, you can make more money drug dealing and stuff. But I used to watch my girlfriends cry and sob. Do you love me? Do you? And I went for a cigarette. She thought I went and cheated or did, and I wouldn't tell her that I went for a cigarette. And I used to be like this. I can't pay rent and this bitch is gonna leave me. Let the bitch suffer. And she's screaming and she can't touch me or anything because I'll literally break up with her. Jake channeled demons. I did that. I was the only bouncer on footage who would get on top of people and finish them. You're supposed to fucking hold people down as a security guard. If a small dude hit me first, I swear I treated him like Francis Ngannou.
Like he was the biggest.
Yeah. Like I've never, and you know what's funny is I swear I get stronger with short dudes. I feel like I'm punching through them. The video that got me banned from Instagram is this dude holding his head and he lets go of it, right? Very little blood and stuff. Literally concave like this from the halo test and punching. I swear to God, I'm not lying. Who's this fucking? No.
Who's that?
Logan's wife.
No, stop. Let's talk about that a little bit. Let's talk about the dance thing.
Jake seems straight to me. He's never done anything weird. And
you know what's
like
funny
that.
about interviewing you? I feel like I'm like wrangling like a fucking a bull.
You're doing great though. He's doing great.
It's interesting.
Right?
But go ahead.
Because my biggest fear is if I rewatch it and I go, I forgot to say that Logan Paul has a dick in his ass.
No, bro.
I need to remember the big stuff. So all I was trying to say is you don't f your brother's ex.
Okay.
Especially when he was like 18 or like he was just forming his brain. But here's where Jake Paul's character shows. After all the trauma he endured of his brother f***ing with him to impress chatters, who's the most loyal person in Logan's life? It's Jake.
It is Jake.
It's scary how loyal he is.
Well,
And-
maybe Mike
What?
in Logan's life.
A yes man is more loyal? This is Mike. Logan Paul goes, should we film it? And Mike goes, I
Well,
can't
Mike
tell
wasn't there.
him.
Mike wasn't there.
Mike has never said no to Logan in his life. And
I don't know if that's true.
No,
though.
he takes pride of telling Logan no when he senses Logan's going for the no. I've watched, I used to react to their series and I get 2,000 views roasting them, right? I'd them and I'd pause and I psychoanalyzed Logan Paul's, did you see his behavior on Andrew Schultz? I need a drink. And he's not a drinker. He was rattled for what Dylan Dennis is violating him, right? And in my head, I'm thinking, let's be nice to Logan right now. You're a Chad 100 millionaire.
Well, he's good regardless.
No, if you're a Chad 100 millionaire, your bitch is supposed to be 18, not 38.
But like, okay, let's talk about that. Because listen,
She don't get to play her whole life, and Logan is crying, traumatized from Japan, and rebuilds with Prime. And let's just talk business. Logan Paul, business-wise, he's got vigor, he's got vision. I love him. Business-wise, he don't give up, bro. He was at fucking 80,000 views, pathetic, when he got canceled, and he built it from the ground up. Now, Prime, have you seen what Prime? I saw the Prime numbers.
it's massive. I know.
Logan, and no investors. Did you hear that on shows?
Not no investors. They're owned by Congo brands.
Well, no, they have partners.
They have a massive company that is the.
Oh, I'm saying there's no Oilers from Saudi. There's
Well,
no,
they don't need that because the company already has hundreds of millions of dollars.
And what's crazy is there's something about Logan that when he says, "Hey,
You know what I'm saying though, right? Congo Brands owns Prime. They don't own a majority stake of it. It's not KSI and Logan. It's Congo Brands. Congo Brands owns Alani.
I was
owns
trying to
Prime.
be nice to him, bro. What are you doing right now?"
Well, I'm just telling the truth.
Okay, all right. So
You could Google this shit.
the thing I like about Logan, there's something about him that I nitpick and hate everything about him. But when he goes, "Yo, Zherka, you want this Prime," or "Hey, people, you want this Prime," I actually went to the store and just bought it. He's that good. Like, just because he said buy it, no one's ever convinced me to buy something except the guy I hate the most, Logan. And I gotta say, it's good. It's a good drink.
I mean, it tastes.
It's great.
It's a little too sweet for me.
Here's how you can do it, okay? If you want a lot of fluids, what I do is when I'm drinking Gatorade, I don't want the same gulp, so I switch. Prime, Gatorade, and it's fun. It's like a different
It definitely is sweet. It's sweet. There is one flavor I do like. I'm not a fan
lemon
of-
lime.
No, that one's too sweet to me.
Anyways, Logan, I know what the secret ingredient of Prime is. It's Jake Paul's tears from finding out
Stop
Alyssa
it,
got
stop it,
piped.
stop
Alyssa
it,
got piped
stop
by
it,
his
stop
older
it.
brother. And
Stop
you know what's
it.
funny? Look in Jake's eyes. He forgave Logan of all his wrongdoing, not because he grew up, because fighting saved him. When Jake said, "Look at this, I saved myself," he looked up at his brother and
You saw the clip where they were talking about who's a better boxer on Shoals?
that was scary how confident Logan is. 'Cause
Who do you think's a better boxer?
Jake.
Yeah.
And I think it's so disrespectful for Logan to talk like that because Jake's been putting work for years.
But there was a clip I think where he did at the end say he's better boxer. No, I think there was a clip where he did say he's better.
If it's like pulling teeth, it's not genuine. We
Yeah.
have to fucking wrestle Logan for the answer. And here's the thing: is like what Logan's really.
Also, hold on. Before, I want to interrupt you because I want to talk
No,
about
keep
this
going.
part too. In that same interview, because we're talking about the Shoals thing, they asked him about steroids and he denied it. What do you think about that?
To be fully objective, I never just hate on someone. I'm so intuitive. I have all my viral clips are from reading people. Like Adam 22 when he's like, "This girl said you're kind of creepy." I sniped the bitch out. Did you see the clip on Adam 22?
No.
He
didn't see
said,
it.
I read his thoughts and I said, "It's that girl." And I looked at his eye, it shifted. I'm like, "It is." And then he froze. He's like, "Yeah, it's her." And I totally leaked it. And I totally just, I read his mind. I'm so good at that. That's how I manipulate women too. Right? Jesus. And you can find that at thezerkaofficial.com, how to manipulate women.
Geez.
But look at this. Female nature is like Logan Paul, right? Snakes you. But look at this. When Jake dedicated his life to boxing, and he did. Actually, I think a lot of professional fighters did not put in as much work as Jake. Dude, to go from Disney to fighting versus sports and fighting to professional fighting, there's two different leaps. Jake had to make like this weird jump. Jake put so much sweat equity in that craft just for Logan to say, not enough. I beat you. I'm better than you. Isn't that the most disrespectful? Like, imagine Jake thinking like...
But you didn't answer my question. It was about the steroids.
Right. In his eyes, he looked like he was telling the truth. It was genuine. Not like Jake. When Jake's asked about roids, Woodley, I don't know. Have you seen it? And plus, Jake's head grew as much as mine did after roids. The pimples and shit, like you fucking Jake.
I don't care, regardless. I'm
Jake
curious.
aged like 10 years in a year.
I'm just
like, get off the Anadrol, bro. Anadrol's destroying.
So you think Logan didn't take gear?
But here's the thing.
I think he did.
I think he did because I saw Derek more plates.
I think he did 100%. Just, I mean, bro, I've been around this shit for.
Well, if one brother's doing
years.
it, the other. Like Jake is so. The aggression came out of nowhere. The head size, the beard. He got older than his dad. He looks good though. He's a good-looking guy now. But when Jake is asked and pressed by Woodley, go look at his reaction. Fear and terror. Every time Jake has to talk about PEDs, fear and terror, Logan almost like no fear. Maybe because he's a dumb blonde. Like, oh, what are you asking? But Logan, no fear. But I'm not going to go off intuitive. Derek more plates and everyone who's like done their analysis on Logan, they all said he's on gear, right?
I mean, the thickness of the veins. The thick. Your veins don't get that thick in diameter like this quick. Like you go from this year to this year and your thickness just goes like that because you trained a little more. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, he's a little dry too.
I don't even know it's not about the dryness. He was always pretty dry. Like his vascularity changed drastically.
Is he small in person? Like, is his arm like this?
He's not.
It's not like that.
No, it's not like that.
He's like
tall.
lean like a runner.
Yeah, he's lean. But I'm saying like the thickness of your veins. Your veins, like testosterone, the increase is like gonna like make your veins.
Is it 10%
thicker.
more blood plasma too, right?
I don't know the exact details of it, but I'm telling you, like literally the diameter of your vein, the thickness of it increases through androgen usage.
Yeah, and his are all connected too, right?
All connected.
Yeah,
What
like
do you mean all
even CrossFitters who are super lean and stuff, their veins can it's not like a spider web like Logan. His look like kind of looks
veins,
synthetic.
Well, it's just I don't give a fuck. It is what it is.
But I've seen natural bodies that look like Logan's, so I could give him the benefit of the doubt.
I think like that minus
with
the
the
veins.
most competitive dude on earth, Logan, the guy who said, after filming a dead body, I'm so competitive, I'm coming back, and he did it. He made $100 million, God bless him. But look at this. The most competitive dude on earth is not going to be competitive.
I get it, yeah.
Because here's how you can find out everyone's on roids. When you find out amateur fighters who cannot pay rent are on roids. Imagine $1 million contracts. Honey, I'm signing $1 million boxing contract. I'm fighting that dude who's on steroids and EPO, but I'm doing this naturally and I'll feed our kids. Nobody would fucking do that.
And that story doesn't make sense.
And when people say steroid people are cheaters, I swear most of them get into it just to be equalized. You know, oh, he's on shit, I'll be on shit, right? They don't get into it to have like an edge. They get into the sport, they go,
it's
wait,
the game.
Here's the UFC and I'm at the amateur league, and amateur league, they're taking more roids than these guys. And when it's like the gym, fat dudes in the gym are taking roids. Everyone's taking, like random people who don't look like they lift take roids.
Yeah.
When I found out broke $5 an hour fighters are juiced for like some, you know how they have a cage match in a fucking Wendy's or whatever the fuck they do?
In a Wendy's.
Or you know these fucking broke fighters?
Junior bacon cheeseburgers used to hit, bro. You know what I'm saying? From Wendy's?
Junior bacon, that's where your mind went.
Yeah, I'm hungry. I'm not gonna lie. It went there for a second. You never liked those?
No, your Baconator was good.
I try to throw you off, to be honest.
All right, check this out.
I love fucking with you.
No, if we're gonna talk about pork,
I like watching the adult.
No, you didn't throw me off. If we want to talk about pork,
no pork stuff.
Let's talk about Logan's wife.
No,
right?
okay. So
that's
Dylan
swine.
Dennis,
Let's talk about swine.
Okay.
You want to throw me off? We're back on track. Okay,
damn
you're
it,
rolling
bro.
with the fucking dirties. And you know what's funny? Go look at my Twitter history. I'm the only influencer who attacks everyone to correct their behavior. Right? When Logan had his marriage, go look at my Twitter. I said, everyone who shit talks him, you're all alone. God bless him.
Yeah.
May they last forever in Jesus' name. And everyone said Zherka's changing. I said, I don't want to be that guy. Let's leave that. And then I remembered he hates Christianity. He attacked it. Logan, did you see what he said? He kicked off Jenko and all that. I'm like, oh, this guy's a demon, right? Why did he even get married? Then I saw he got on one knee. And when I propose to my wife, I'll be standing. I'll be looking down at her like she's sucking my... Stop, bro. How do you fucking turn this off? Yo, enough, bro, enough.
Who is that?
Enough, bro. I'm on Bradley Martyn podcast. I told you 10 times. He's literally fucking hearing it ring. Yeah.
Who the fuck is that?
Girlfriend. Dude.
You called her bro?
Always.
He did the best thing he could have ever done, which is he doubled down and was like, fuck it, that's my girl. I love her.
What the fuck are we doing? That's the best thing?
He had to.
No, he didn't.
Of course.
I gave him a way out. Logan.
No, there's no way out, dude.
No, Logan's been training more than Dylan.
But look, here's the fucked up thing, right? I know maybe you don't have any love. You've never really loved a woman, have you?
I have, yeah.
You have.
Yeah. I know.
Truly.
You want me to go there in my mind? As soon as I go in there in my mind, I go, Logan, go, stay with her. I'm not going to go in my mind and
you have
that's
to,
the devil.
Bro. You have to be honest, though.
That's like saying Kanye should have stayed with Kim. And
okay, I'm not saying that. I don't know shit about that. But I'm saying
Kim's had less bodies than Logan's.
She had less bodies?
Than Logan's.
Than Logan's girl. Do you really think she slept with that many people, though? Or is she
Dude, a lot of those guys are good looking.
But she's just posting. He's just posting shit. Like, she was a... You're like, do you think she just slept with all
her
of them?
past shouldn't destroy Logan's future after Logan had fucking 4 years of therapy for Japan. For this, hey, I've been playing my whole life. And imagine when she saw the ring, the first thing she thought was a bit of guilt. Because she goes, men, they want something to protect. They're like golden retrievers. He's in that state, infatuation. She knew that the girl who deserves that ring got robbed. She knows it in her soul. Do you know why? When I have my girlfriend, she's so sweet, ballerina, perfect, never, like just in a library, just quiet and stuff. When I'm with her, before I fuck her, the first thing I literally look and I tear up a bit, not on my face, right? In my soul, I think to myself, there's a good dude out there that's not cheating on her. And here's Zherka. And I just went famous, so like, let me cheat a bit. And yo, check this out. I've never cheated in my life. And 2 long terms, never. And even the Twitch one, which is like amazing. The easiest thing on earth for me is loyalty, because I hate everyone. So I'll only have one not best friend, but one human would be my girlfriend, and we just stay home and shit. But Logan went through all that trauma. She knows his trauma. And she said, I don't care that I'm bringing you an 89% divorce rate. Because if a woman had many partners, statistically, you can even measure the percentage of how likely you are to stay with her. And then you look at Hollywood marriages that always fail. For small things, this is big thing. Like all the photos is going to fuck with Logan because he has a big ego and stuff. Logan has such a big ego that when KSI's fan base attacked him for years, instead of just clicking X, he dropped to his knees and said, my brother's enemy, come home. We're going to start Prime together just so your chat gets off my back. He was hated by the UK. The only way he ended that is the reconciliation with a black man, KSI, right?
You know that Logan is extremely smart, right?
What the? Nobody knows that.
How the fuck did he get there then?
He has a talent in entertainment, right? But let me tell you, okay, fine. For business, Prime?
Yes.
He blew me out the water with Prime.
Okay.
He is
so
smart.
You know he's smart.
For that.
So you don't
Nothing else.
So you don't think he is making a conscious, educated decision on this girl that he's saying this is the one? You don't think so?
No.
Do you think he really got that played?
You know what you're asking? A lawyer who goes 8 years in school, doctor, lawyer. Have you met lawyers who are fat and you look at them like you can't figure out macronutrients, calories in, calories out? They just can't do it. I'm not a fitness guy. They don't even want to try. I'm like, bro, you did 8 years of school. You can't do fucking basic math.
I see what you're saying.
Logan is like that. He's good at the business. He never once looked at the red pill statistics of dating. Dude, if Logan went to Myron and said, here's $10,000, crunch the numbers of how likely it is, not that Logan leaves her. Men do not leave women, right? Men will commit suicide before they leave women. Women leave for the smallest things, right? They're of the devil. Now look at this. If Logan crunched the numbers in a Myron calculator, I don't think there's one YouTuber who has a higher, and I don't want him to have a divorce. On Jesus' name, I want them to last and me look goofy as a pedophile looking Mario. I want to look stupid, but statistically, all that baggage she has, photos and stuff, even if it is just photos, It's Logan, the biggest ego on the internet. He doesn't want people like, you know how sad it is to have a marriage and say, my babies, I have a community, Logan has a community, my chat, I get to introduce you guys to my cope. She's my cope until I grow old. This is the one I want. And nobody wants her. The only person who was happy in that situation was me. Like when my chat hated my girlfriend, she was a streamer too. I found it hilarious. Like she would be crying all night. She'd be like this, I don't think Joker 148 likes me. I'd be like, he's a moderator. We might have to time him out a bit. And she'd be crying, bro. It was so weird. Yeah, because she knows how much they saved my life, that chat. So she knew how much they meant to me, and she used to cry, they don't actually love you. They don't love you. They're just chatting. I'm like, they give me money. You take my money, you fucking dumb bitch. Look at this. Logan's ego is so fragile. He betrayed his brother for KSI just so UK gets off his back. So they stop throwing cans at him when he's in the UK and shit. He submit to KSI, and his excuse was, it's business. Come on. Who the fuck? Jake is looking him in the eye and saying, I don't want you to do this. It's a burden. A burden means like before bed, Jake thinks of it. In the morning, every comment, and those comments that tell Jake to jump off a bridge are from KSI's people. Not that he's guilty. That's the nature of the business. War. Another thing Jake asked many times, not just behind the scenes, to get on Impulsive.
As a co-host. Yeah.
And do you know what he was asking? He was nowhere in life, losing fame, didn't know what to do with vlogging, and the Team 10 exploded or whatever the fuck Fuzi got to go see those kids, the Team 10.
You go smack them around.
Yeah, I want to see that. That's a cameo. But check it out. And they grew up now, so they could take more from Fuzi. But now, when Jake was at his lowest, he didn't say, I want a job. I don't want money. He said, I want comfort. I want to be around my brother because my mother's not here. They're divorced. I'm in LA alone, and I'm with, like, Jake was just around some hoes and cloud chasers. He had no one, and he'd have, like, one big black guy as his fucking security guard, and then Jake would put a chain on and pretend to be black. You remember those days? Nothing's changed for Jake.
What year was that?
It doesn't matter. He's still doing it. He's still pretending to be black. But Jake, when he went, I don't know what to do with my life. I want to be Impulsive. He wants this. This brotherhood we have. He wanted that from Logan. And Logan's like this. Because of my Japan thing, I don't trust you. I'm on my last thread, Jake. He's on his last thread. As in he's going to be canceled. He's like, this is my last chance. He didn't trust his brother. And everyone says, yeah, because he was chaotic. Would you trust Jake? I don't give a fuck. It's not about trust at that point. We're going rock bottom together. The fuck?
Family.
Yeah. My brother's been put in situations where they could lose their master's degree. They've been jobs, wives, everything. They could go to jail for me. I put them in weird situations, right? And it was like accidents and stuff when I was an idiot. They've never once hesitated. Both of them have never once hesitated to throw away their career and wife. No kids. They literally discard everything in their life. They don't, and you know how we're angry, we yell at each other? They zip up until I'm rescued. Logan never rescued Jake, so Jake's like, fuck it, I'm going to start beating the shit out of everyone.
And you're saying this based off of all the content you've watched over the years? Like
I psychoanalyzed them for like $100 donations every time I would predict. I'd say, Logan is going to get sweaty and nervous in 2 minutes. And my child would be like, what? You're like an idiot. I'd be like, I'm not pressing play until you put up the money and we do $100 bets and I get rich like this. And then you start fidgeting and stuff. It's so easy to read because when you do 5 years of bouncing, I'm reading people who have like poker faces, murderers. Logan's very easy to read, but nothing is more easier to read than when he talks to Jake on a podcast. And that's why they don't like to do it. They leak so much because they don't talk behind the scenes. If I was with my twin brother, he could just do this and I stop talking. If he looks at me a certain way and he doesn't have to... They have zero bond. They leak on a podcast and they look at Mike. Are we leaking too much? Dude, when Jake said on the last podcast, and by the way, their podcast is great. Because if you're wondering, Zherka, you kind of sound like a fan. I love Logan and Jake. They're so entertaining.
Yeah.
Their podcast is great.
Yeah.
And what I hate is the bitterness of Jake becoming that boxer. He didn't become a boxer. He became the older brother. That's why he sat down and said, you have to unpack trauma. Do you know what he was talking about? you're jealous of my fighting skills because I put in work and you fucked whores. Now you're playing catch up and you're in the WWE. You have a career path. And Logan's not really a fighter. He's like a compromiser. Hey, I'm $100 million prime guy. Me, when it's time for my $100 million contract, I know I'm going to be like Jake and just slap a child and say, fuck this. Logan, people who compromise go to the top. Logan will have so much money because, hey, KSI, I know you're my family's enemy. Fuck it, let's make $100 million. I know it's breaking Jakey's soul. It's back in his subconscious. And what's crazy is it built Jake, if you think about it. If Logan didn't snake Jake, he wouldn't have fought like this. It's such a beautiful thing. Have you watched their stuff? Have you seen all their content? So, because when I got on the internet 4 years ago, everyone's telling me about Logan Paul, and they're all laughing at me that I don't know. I didn't know what a PewDiePie was, nothing. But when I realized I could get rich reacting to them and just fucking predicting them, dude, I feel like they're like hamsters in a wheel for me. Now, yeah.
Let's we gotta move on a little bit. Who do you think's winning that fight?
Nope. I was gonna say, he said unpacked trauma. What did you think that unpacked trauma was? This is huge views for you.
In that podcast?
Yeah, where it got tense.
You talking about what they were like talking about the whole business problem and not being able to be here at the fight?
I think you have some trauma to unpack, Logan. And they said, should we say it live? And they said, no, let's keep it. That was for fighting. Because they're arguing about who's better.
I mean,
Logan is clearly jealous of his brother.
In the fighting aspect.
Yeah.
But he also succeeded much, much further.
It doesn't matter.
No, I know.
If Logan made $500 million, $1 billion, it's a male ego. Meaning Logan can make $1 billion. If he's not the fighter in the family, he'll always feel under. That's how boys are. Like, would you rather have 10 million being a fighter or 20 million being a computer dork? Everyone, you know what I mean? There's the status of it, right?
Right.
And the confidence, and you can have $100 million like Bill Gates. You're not walking like Jake. Jake is confident shit. And Logan wants that archetype that I want to be the fighter.
You think that's what that trauma is?
Brothers are so competitive like that.
Well, I know they're competitive for sure.
Yeah.
So who do you think wins that fight?
Jake.
No. Oh, you're talking about between Logan and Jake?
Yeah, I think Jake would.
Okay. So that fight, Logan and Jake, you think Jake wins?
Yeah.
What about Logan and Dennis?
Oh, definitely Logan.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for Dennis, but man, I'm really doing a hit piece on Logan. Dude, he's like doing 2 years of professional training before he picks out an opponent who's eating like hot dogs, not training. Like, it's so, don't you think Logan needs a real challenge? Like, because Dennis is like, oh, fuck, I'm fighting. Okay. Like, he's a cool guy. He's hilarious and stuff. But Logan's been training with professionals for 2 years. So don't you feel like it's a little snaky? And how come no one comments that? When Jake took on Fury, that's a man.
That was it. Yeah, that was.
Yeah. The one thing that scared me is when Woodley stopped. Remember he rocked Jake and then he stopped? People said it's a fixed fight. Did you ever think Jake's fights were?
Yeah. I used to talk about that.
Yeah.
But when I interviewed Nate, it made me think they weren't because he said that they weren't.
Yeah. But Logan wanted to take his brother's, Fury too. He wanted to take Fury.
They were arguing about, and Nate too. They were arguing about the fights.
And Logan said, I've given you your fighters.
Yeah.
Logan, you didn't do Jake's push-ups. You didn't do Big Bear. You're 2 years late to this. I was watching Jake at the Gib. That's when I started watching him. I saw him training at Big Bear and all the comment section was making fun of Jake Paul. And I was like, that's a real.
Well, didn't Logan do it first with KSI? Logan did the first fight.
But that wasn't boxing. That was like dudes with gloves on. Jake was the first. When I watched him in Big Bear, everyone was making
took it serious.
I saw Jake's jab and I said he shouldn't fight Gibb. He's going to kill him. Jake is actually entering sport mode, right? Jake Paul is the flagship of this fighting, whatever influence boxing is. And what's funny is the flagship's too far. Jake doesn't even fit in with these fucking clowns boxing. Jake's his own thing, right? He's like his own brand.
Right.
And there's so much, like Logan gets the money, but every man wants to be paid in respect.
Who do you think wins then, KSI or Jake Paul?
Are you kidding?
I'm asking you the question so you can answer, motherfucker.
Jake would rinse him.
I can say my answer too.
Do you agree? Jake would rinse him.
Yeah.
And I don't have one reason to hate KSI. I don't know anything about him.
I like him. He was nice as fuck to me when I met him.
When he keeps doing that thing, I'll fight Jake, I'll fight. It's so obvious he's never going to fight him. he's ducking and running, and he knows that's his money fight.
That's
Jake,
the biggest money fight.
imagine running from the money fight. And what's the worst thing that can happen? Getting pieced up by Jake Paul? The dude who fights fucking professional, spars 10 rounds with them a day. The dude who like fucking throws his fucking gum shield and keeps fighting, breaks shit and doesn't give a fuck. He's got that thing in him. He's like Chinese. He's got that dog in him.
It's all ego. It's all ego. Like none of them want to lose, obviously.
No. What other boxer in the game is like Jake? Like that goes
As
through
far as YouTubers, none of
like
them.
mentally, if you could see boxing as a marriage of the heart and the fighting, Jake Paul married boxing.
So then why is
everyone else just fucked it, and then they fuck it and they leave? I'll do boxing and then I'll leave. Jake's like, I'm marrying you. We're 10 years in this business, 20 years. He went all in, and everyone, you're not actually good. He's great. Then your brother turns to you and says, I can beat you. He put like all that sweat equity. He did everything he's supposed to do. The older brother has to say like, congrats.
Do you think they're ever going to fight? I think they are.
What?
Logan and Jake. I'm willing to bet that happens eventually. I feel like it's the last fight.
I mean, if you're gonna bang his ex, they'll fight. Yeah, like they're already broken.